Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. Hi everyone. So I was at the mall yesterday and I saw this life-size SpongeBob SquarePants from my Stuffy collection, and I priced him and he turned out to be over $75 plus tax. So I've got a lot to think about. I've got a lot to contemplate. I'm seriously thinking about sacrificing a great deal to join SpongeBob SquarePants in with Dumbo, Stitch, Wizard Mickey. I love collecting stuffies, and I've got a lot to think about. Having said that, guys, 1 century later, in the words of SpongeBob SquarePants, we are here to talk about Freya Sky. We are here to talk about her new single, Silent Treatment. If you haven't already seen this single, it is a beautiful song. You should listen to it. Head over to FreyaSky.com. While you're at it, head over to Spotify and iTunes and download this one because it is beautiful. There are no other words to describe Freya Sky's latest single. It is an incredible song, and it really reintroduces you to Freya Sky. For those of you who have heard a lot of reaction videos pertaining to this song, I would just like to take a moment to say I'm sorry for the reaction videos that you've seen. There have been a total of about 3 reaction videos uploaded over the last 24 hours. They are ridiculous. Nobody can seem to ever put into words how appreciative they are of Freya Sky and all these moments we get to share and celebrate in with her. She is a beautiful girl. She has come so far in such a short amount of time. So why can't we just celebrate the moment with Freya Sky? Because she's been so appreciative of every moment that she's had the honor of celebrating with each and every one of us. I have always been a fan of Descendants of Zombies, so I just want to let you guys know that I've got you when it comes to reviews about Descendants of Zombies. And I understand how you feel about all these reaction videos, these commentaries, and these reviews that have been uploaded. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, a century later, in the words of SpongeBob SquarePants, there aren't really any great commentaries having been uploaded about Descendants of Zombies, because nobody knows how to commentate on Descendants of Zombies like yours truly. Having said that, it's been my honor to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies, because ever since becoming your voice of Descendants of Zombies, I've had the honor of reviewing so many unbelievable moments, truly unforgettable moments about Descendants of Zombies. This past summer, I had the honor of reviewing the Worlds Collide Tour, the 43 arena dates, and I saw the beautiful performances of Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky, which fell nothing short of captivating me. And I felt as if I was going to record a video about the Worlds Collide Tour, talking about Freya and Kylie. I was going to say something nice about them, because I wanted to win over your hearts, because once you win the hearts of every Descendants of Zombies fan, you truly have something special. I think that fans of Descendants of Zombies have an undeniable amount of love that they share not only with their favorite stars and all the moments that have made them fans of Descendants of Zombies, but they become your greatest friends. And my greatest honor this past summer was having the honor to meet each and every one of you. I honestly have had the time of my life talking with you and sharing with you my stories about how I felt inspired by Freya Sky, how I felt inspired by Kylie Cantrall, because they are equally beautiful people. And I think more of a chance deserves to be taken on them. If you are a fan of Freya Sky's latest single, it's called Silent Treatment. If you haven't already heard it, it is beautiful. And I just want to let you guys know that if you love that song so much, you'll probably listen to it over 1,000 times. I love you guys so much, man. Thank you so much for all the love and support, because it has everything to do with how you have come to this YouTube channel, because you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies. That's why you're watching my videos, because you're a fan of whatever it is you're a fan of. And I have gone out of my way to make sure that there is something here on this YouTube channel for everybody. And you know, I've always held on to the hope that there is a chance that Freya Sky, Kylie Cantrall may have seen my videos, because I know that they're experiencing a lot of hurt. They can't really make sense of their own life because of how some critic may have felt about them, because of some stupid video that may have been uploaded about how they feel about Descendants of Zombies. But I just want people like Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky to know if there's a chance they may have seen one of my videos. They are perfect in their own right. They are beautiful. They have done so much to inspire so many wonderful people, and I think that if we are going to upload videos about Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky, enough is enough, and we should say something nice about them, because I think that they have so much talent, they have so much to offer, and they have come off as so much of an inspiration, because so many people came away from the Worlds Collide Tour feeling inspired, feeling as if they were part of something special, and this is exactly what I wanted to see happen for the Worlds Collide Tour and people like Freya Sky and Kylie Cantrall, because I watched them for forever. I've been a fan of Disney Channel and Disney Plus for what feels like my entire life, my entire existence. So whatever Disney had promoting from the late 1990s up until the early thousands, I was a huge fan of. So I watch shows like Hercules, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Spintails, Timon and Pumbaa, Aladdin, Hercules, The Little Mermaid, and I love those shows so much. And when I saw Disney first introduces the concepts like Hannah Montana and High School Musical, I thought this was an era that Disney was kind of coming into that may have had a lot of questions and a lot of doubt. But when I saw the rise in popularity of Miley Cyrus, which happened relatively quick, I thought it was something spectacular. I also was a big fan of Emily Osment, so when I saw her become part of the cast of Hannah Montana, I watched that series. And then after Hannah Montana's premiere came High School Musical. I believe how they did it was the same night they aired the pilot episode of Hannah Montana, they had the premiere of High School Musical. So 2006 was a really big year for Disney. So in turn, Disney kept coming out with all these TV shows that were live actions like Sweet Life, Wizards, and I fell in love with every one of them because I was wanting to watch something special that would captivate me, that I thought was special in my own right, that I could review, because for many, many years, for those of you who have been subscribed to my YouTube shows for forever, I've been on YouTube. And I can remember a time when you could only record up to 10-minute videos for YouTube, and it was really difficult. It was extremely difficult to say what you wanted, to present your content the way you wanted it to be presented. But to be honest with each and every one of you, I had the time of my life. Even though I had to squeeze in 10 minutes of talking about whatever I was talking about for my YouTube channel, I loved it so much, and I loved the opportunities that I was given and I was presented, because I had the honor of not only talking about Descendants of Zombies, I had the honor of meeting each and every one of you and hearing your predictions and your stories about what made you a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because people will forever choose to criticize Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky without even giving them much of a chance. But I think the more of a chance that we take on people like Freya Sky after the premiere of her new single, Silent Treatment, which really puts into perspective what kind of pain and what kind of stories Freya Sky may be going through, or what stories she wants to share with us. And I've always believed that people like Freya Sky and Kylie Cantrall deserve more of a chance. I mean, I've seen and heard every reaction video when it comes to the Silent Treatment music video, and I think that songs like this deserve more of a chance taken on them, rather than just choosing to criticize a song for the sake of criticizing it. Because I think that with how relatively new Freya Sky is on the scene, I mean, I remember years ago how people like Hilary Duff and Miley Cyrus just kind of came into their own, introduced themselves in a very unique way. But I think that celebrities are introducing themselves in a very impactful way now, because we're a part of a new generation. Disney obviously realizes that we will never see stars like this ever again. And I think because we will never see stars like this ever again, these are moments that we really have to enjoy. And to be honest with each and every one of you, every single one of these moments that have defined us for being Disney fans, I've enjoyed with each and every one of you, because I always wanted to create and be a part of something special. And Descendants of Zombies gave me that chance. It allowed me to meet so many incredible fans of Descendants of Zombies while hearing in your stories and sharing with you my stories about what inspired me to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I remember this past summer when Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was victim of so much criticism. Nobody wanted to give it a chance. And I remember the premieres of music videos like Place to Be and Don't Mess With Us. I remember those gigantic billboards that YouTube were using to advertise the premiere of the music videos on YouTube.com. And within hours of its premiere, it got thousands of views, despite all the criticism it may have received, because nobody could understand what the concept of a daywalker and a nightwalker was. It was really a duck kind of concept. I think more people should have taken a chance on it. To be honest with each and every one of you, the concept of a daywalker and a nightwalker and the difference between both of the concepts was pretty easy to get into, pretty easy to fall in love with, and I think the characters and their personalities had everything to do with why everybody fell in love with the concept of the daywalkers and the nightwalkers. I have always wanted to be involved with vampire TV shows. I have that to say about vampire TV shows because I've always been a huge fan of vampire TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, True Blood, The Vampire Diaries, Twilight. I remember how crazy everybody was about the Twilight Saga and that era of TV shows and movies. I remember the era of The Vampire Diaries, and what was your favorite, a vampire or a werewolf, and the conflict between both groups. It was pretty amazing. And then came The Vampire Diaries with this beautiful story that Freya Sky fell in love with. I had watched The Vampire Diaries so many times. It is truly unbelievable, and I think it's a beautiful show. So I think that because we will never return or never see an era quite like this ever again, I think these are memories that we will never ever forget. But I do believe that even though people are trying to throw criticism the way of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars all the time, resulting in them feeling the way they do about their criteria, their performance level, it is completely unnecessary, and I really do believe that moments like these are truly last forever, because I think that moments like these only happen once for every lifetime, so they deserve to be enjoyed. They deserve to be celebrated. So when I see things like the Snow Angels music video, I am incredibly excited for the foreseeable future. I'm incredibly excited to be a part of it. I'm incredibly excited to record all these videos about the Snow Angels music video because I want to give it a chance. And I think that a lot of people who reviewed the Snow Angels music video, seeing it for the first time ever, did anything but give it a chance. They chose to criticize it. But the way that I look at the Snow Angels music video is there are so many ways to tell that one person in your lifetime that you love them without ever having said the words. And I think Malachi Burton and Freya Sky, given their age, obviously are under a lot of restrictions about what they can do, what they can say, and how they can perceive themselves. But when it comes to the production of the Snow Angels music video, it was tens across the board. There are no other ways to describe it. It was a beautiful music video. It was the first time ever they had collaborated on a Christmas song. And I think that if they had the chance to perform at the Walt Disney Christmas Day Parade like Miley Cyrus, Jessica Simpson did many years ago, I think they would blow it up. I think people would be talking about it for forever. I think this music video was beautifully done. Apparently they shot it back in July. Everybody references how they shot this music video back in July, but who really cares if they shot it back in July? I think the heart and dedication that I saw from the Snow Angels music video was unlike any other project that Disney had been involved with for either Halloween or Christmas. Disney is very festive around this time of year, and I think people can never say enough, awful things about things like the Snow Angels music video without even giving it a chance. To be honest with each and every one of you, when I first saw the Snow Angels music video, I loved it so much. And I wanted to give this one more of a chance than perhaps ever before. And it had everything to do with how much Malachi Burton and Freya Sky believed in each other. We saw this more evident than ever before at the Worlds Collide Tour, and I've been incredibly supportive of it ever since. I've been incredibly supportive of everything that I've been a fan of ever since. And I've wanted to be here because of each and every one of you. Because when you win over the hearts of Descendants of Zombies fans, you really have the world, and you have more to be grateful for than perhaps ever before or ever taken into consideration. I say this because having the honor to talk about your favorite stars and to celebrate them with each and every one of you has become the greatest honor of my life. And every morning before 9:05 a.m. over a cup of tea, I never think about what I'm going to say before I push that record button, because when you never know what you're going to say every single time you push record, that's what makes every video that you ever upload to inspire people because of Descendants and Zombies so fun to watch. And I like to believe somewhere, somehow, every video that I've ever uploaded has come through with a promise that began from the very first video that was ever uploaded here on this YouTube channel, which was a promise to upload at least one Descendants and Zombies video every day. And somewhere, somehow, I like to believe that I've followed through on that promise, and I've gotten thousands of views because of my love and support, which has truly become undeniable and unparalleled than anything that I've ever experienced in my life for your favorite stars and all these moments that we get to share in because of the Worlds Collide Tour, because of the premiere of Snow Angels, and this new music video from Freya Sky. It's called Silent Treatment. And if you have not seen it, it is a beautiful representation of how Freya Sky really feels about life. One thing I noticed about this music video was I think it really allows people to really think about a situation and or circumstance that they may be going through themselves, because I think that we can relate more to people like Kylie Cantrall, Freya Sky than ever before. I remember when Kylie Cantrall's EP, Goodie Bag Denim, See You Tonight, some of the singles off that EP first dropped, and I remember how people were reviewing it without even giving it much of a chance. Kylie received more criticism than anything, but the undeniable love and support that you guys came out with for Kylie Cantrall every single time she stepped out onto a Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour stage was truly unbelievable. And one thing I noticed about her was that she was so excited to share in both sides of her career, the Red character and who Kylie Cantrall was as a person. Because the everyday person that Kylie Cantrall is a very emotional person. She's very in touch with her feelings. And I think the more people understand that ever before they record a video about Kylie Cantrall, the better off we're all going to be. Because Kylie Cantrall is just like each and every one of us. She cries, she laughs, she experiences every emotion. And I think the more that we can understand Kylie Cantrall and come to terms with that, we will understand why she feels the way she does and why things end up in conversations about Kylie Cantrall and Freya Sky that should never be in a conversation having anything to do with them from the very beginning. Because from the very beginning, I always thought people like Kylie and Freya were beautiful people. And I thought more of a chance deserved to be taken on them than ever before. And I think that when I saw music videos for Life is Sweeter When You Are, Get Your Hands Dirty, Red, it really defined what the Descendants franchise would go on to become. It was a powerful franchise that went on to captivate millions of people, regardless if you were inspired by your favorite characters, your favorite moments. It was so fun being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. From the very first moment I saw this new take on a franchise that I had watched from 2015 to 2019, hearing the stories of Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson having been told and completed, which is something I never really believed, because I think that every character from Descendants and Zombies had a story that was never ever told and completed, that was far from over. And because I think I've never really seen a conclusion for the original trilogy or this new take on Descendants and Zombies. That's what makes this so fun, because we never know what's coming next. While Descendants and Zombies had very fun stories, there is still so much more of a fun story to be told, and I think more people deserve to be encouraged that things like Descendants 5 will happen, Zombies 5 will happen. The only confirmation we have right now is that Descendants 5 is going to happen sometime between now and July 2026, but I think that if you've ever believed in fairy tales, I think Descendants and Zombies provide you with an opportunity to believe in fairy tales perhaps more than you ever have before. So if you believe that things like Zombies 5 is going to happen off the success of Descendants 5 with Wonderland up and coming, then I think you should hold on to that belief. Because there are far too many critics uploading reaction videos, uploading commentaries, or at least trying to upload commentaries, trying to tell you how they feel about Descendants and Zombies, who could never make sense of the product, never make sense of its direction, to begin with. And I think that if you're ever going to upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, you really ought to understand how people feel about this franchise, because there are more people crazy about Descendants of Zombies than perhaps ever before, myself included. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that. I say this because ever since discovering the power and the message of Descendants of Zombies, I have relayed this time and time again on my show, hoping to touch the hearts of whoever may be a fan of Descendants of Zombies watching my show every single time they hit my thumbnail. And I can never seem to put into words how appreciative I am of each and every one of you, because the love and support that I have received from the very first video that was ever uploaded here on this YouTube channel, I can never seem to put into words, because there are so many people who try to capitalize on the popularity of a franchise. Regardless if it's Descendants Zombies, it could be Hannah Montana from over a decade and a half ago, because I do remember being there and seeing the popularity of some past Disney Channel shows for both Disney Channel and even Disney Plus. And it's been so fun for me having the honor to see the progression of these shows, how people have felt about it, hearing your stories that you share with me about what's made you a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because we still have a long way to go, because there is a foreseeable future when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, and I'm just incredibly excited to be a part of it, because while somebody can choose to criticize Descendants of Zombies however much they want and however often they want, I think there are 10 million people on social media who love Descendants of Zombies for an obvious reason. It's had everything to do with the beautiful music, it's had everything to do with these amazing characters, and I think we've all drawn inspiration in some way or some capacity over the last 10 years, because I do know that regardless of how many people feel about Descendants of Zombies, these franchises have undeniably went on to touch my heart in so many emphatic ways. And I think that just telling everybody how you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies and how you feel about it is one way of talking about it. But when you really put your heart in behind every video that you've ever recorded about Descendants of Zombies, or may have recorded or uploaded to your YouTube channel, which probably nobody's ever heard tell of because you can't really make sense of the franchise, the greatest fans in the world are Descendants of Zombies fans, and they have deserved far better reviews when it comes to these franchises than ever before. and I felt so honored to be that guy to give it to them. And I will continue to forever and always be here out of love and support for those fans of Descendants and Zombies who have made these franchises what it is today. A franchise that we will never ever forget, an experience that will never ever happen again for us, but I think we still have a long way to go, even having said that. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Don't forget to smash my subscribe button, ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications every time I upload a video, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun today on this YouTube channel because we're going to be reviewing songs from Descendants and Zombies. We're going to be talking about the future of these franchises, which we grew up with, that we can kind of recognize with, and we're going to celebrate people like Freya Sky, who just had her single drop, Silent Treatment. If you have not heard it, head over to freyasky.com. Also, iTunes and Spotify have it up for download, and it's already receiving raving reviews, which is exactly what I wanted to have happen for Freya, because never enough nice things can be said about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. Having said that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to smash my like button and to ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications every time I upload a video. It's been my honor to record this podcast for you. You, of course, have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, Christmas decorations and all. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will have more to talk about with Descendants of Zombies in the coming hours, so keep watching for videos to drop in my archives of this channel. Thank you so much for having watched this video.